Shocking office romance twist. What would you do if the person you once loved ended up marrying someone you were practically family with? Imagine this. You're scrolling through Instagram, sipping your coffee, living your best post-breakup life. And boom, you see a wedding photo. But it's not just any wedding photo. It's your ex, standing next to your best friend's little sister, in a white dress, smiling like they didn't just light your entire emotional history on fire. This isn't just a story about heartbreak. It's about betrayal, secrets, and one woman trying to keep it together as her past and present collide. In today's story from r/Am I the Asshole, things go from awkward to explosive. And trust me, you're going to want to stay till the end for Reddit's brutally honest takes. Buckle up, grab a snack, because we're diving into one of the messiest ex-drama meets family loyalty situations I've ever read. Let's get into it. So here's how it all went down, straight from the original Reddit post. Our OP, let's call her Rachel, dated this guy, Jason, for almost 3 years. They met during college in Portland, and things got serious real fast. He met her family, she met his. Her best friend, Natalie, was practically like his sister. Everything was going fine until, about a year ago, Rachel and Jason hit a rough patch. He was distant, always working late, emotionally unavailable. Eventually, they broke it off. It was messy, but Rachel tried to move on. Fast forward to now. Rachel's scrolling through her feed when she sees wedding photos. Jason is getting married. But it's not just to anyone. It's to Emily, Natalie's little sister. The same Emily who used to tag along to movie nights. The same Emily who was still in high school when Rachel and Jason were going strong. Shocked, Rachel reaches out to Natalie, expecting some kind of, "This is wild, right?" support. But Natalie, she's mad at Rachel for even bringing it up. Says Rachel should move on and stop making it about herself. Rachel's floored. She starts putting pieces together. Jason had reconnected with Emily while she was in college, just months after the breakup. The timelines don't quite add up. Feeling gaslit and betrayed, Rachel vents to mutual friends. Some side with her. Others say, "Well, they're adults. It's not your business anymore." So Rachel did what any confused, heartbroken person might do in 2025. She turned to Reddit. She asked the ultimate question: am I the asshole for being upset that my ex is marrying my best friend's little sister? And Reddit had opinions. But before we get to those, let's break this all down in part 3. Because trust me, this rabbit hole goes deep. All right, folks. Now that we've unpacked the what, let's dive into the why. Why is this story so explosive? And is Rachel really out of line for feeling betrayed? First off, Jason dating Emily is already controversial. But marrying her? That's a whole different ballgame. This isn't just a random new girlfriend. Emily was a teenager when Rachel and Jason were still together. So even if nothing technically happened back then, the optics are messy. Then there's the betrayal triangle. Rachel, Natalie, and Emily. Natalie, Rachel's best friend, didn't just stay silent. She defended her sister and basically told Rachel to get over it. That's not just unsupportive. It feels cold. Wouldn't you expect your best friend to at least hear you out? And let's not forget the emotional impact of seeing someone you deeply loved move on. Not with a stranger, but someone from your inner circle. That's not just painful. It's humiliating. But here's where things get even more twisted. Some people are saying Rachel's just bitter, that she's overreacting because she hasn't healed. And to that, I say, healing doesn't mean silence. Just because the breakup happened a year ago doesn't mean Rachel has no right to feel hurt, especially when the relationship that followed came from a place so close to home. It's also worth asking, did Jason emotionally cheat? If he was already reconnecting with Emily while things were rocky with Rachel, that's not just a coincidence. That's a timeline red flag. And what about Emily? Is she oblivious? Or did she know exactly what she was doing when she got involved with her big sister's best friend's ex? The whole situation feels like a case study in emotional boundaries, loyalty, and respect. And sadly, it seems like Rachel got hit from all sides. But don't worry, Reddit did not hold back in the comments. And coming up next, we're diving into the wildest takes from users who had very strong opinions about who's really the villain here. All right, everyone, it's time for the part you've been waiting for, the Reddit roast session. The thread absolutely exploded after Rachel shared her story, and let's just say, people did not hold back. So buckle up, because here are some of the most savage, insightful, and jaw-dropping comments from the community. Comment number 1. By you/Justice for Rachel. If he could fall for someone so close to your circle, he was probably never that into you to begin with. And your best friend? She needs to check her loyalty. And that one hit like a slap with truth. Seriously, Natalie defending her sister is one thing, but dismissing Rachel's pain? That's next-level betrayal. Comment number 2. By you/Emotional Mess Detective. Don't tell me there wasn't overlap. This sounds like the emotional affair started way before the breakup. 9.4K likes. 641 replies. Reddit detectives are on it. And honestly, the timeline smells real suspicious. Reconnecting right after the breakup? Or was it never really after? Comment number 3. By you/Loyalty is rare. Rachel, you dodged a bullet. Imagine marrying someone who sees nothing wrong with secretly moving on with your best friend's baby sister. 10.1K likes. 700 replies. Now that's a perspective shift. Sometimes heartbreak is protection in disguise, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Comment number 4. By you/Not the Auntie. This isn't just messy. It's a soap opera written by someone who hates boundaries. 8.7K likes. Fee 570 replies. We're talking daytime Emmy drama. Someone call Netflix because this love triangle is pure chaotic gold. Comment number 5. By you/Savage but honest NTA. But don't go to that wedding. You're not a guest. You're the plot twist they all hope doesn't show up. 11.2K likes. 800 replies. Oof, that one cut deep, but it's true. Rachel at the wedding would be giving main character energy, but also a walking emotional grenade. So, what do you think? Is Rachel right to feel betrayed? Or is this just the painful reality of moving on? Was Jason being shady? And did Emily cross a line that can't be uncrossed? Let me know your take in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe for more stories that prove real life is wilder than fiction. Until next time, protect your heart and maybe keep your exes far from your friend's family. She left him for a stranger in Italy. After everything he did for her. Reddit love drama. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that the entire world seemed to shrink around just the two of you? That kind of love where time bends, logic fades, and every heartbeat feels like it's in sync with theirs? Today's story isn't just about love. It's about that once-in-a-lifetime connection, the kind people write books about, and the kind that can either heal you or shatter you completely. In this episode, we follow the emotional journey of Liam and Isabel, two souls who met in the most unexpected way and found in each other a love so powerful It defied distance, doubt, and even destiny itself. But as with all epic romances, there's always a twist. So buckle up, grab your tissues, and maybe your phone to text your ex. Just kidding. Unless, because this is one of those stories you won't forget. Liam wasn't supposed to be at that cafe. He had missed his train. It was raining. His phone was dying. And for some reason, he decided to duck into a tiny hole-in-the-wall coffee shop in Brooklyn. The kind of place with mismatched chairs, foggy windows, and indie music playing on low volume. That's where he saw her, Isabel, sitting in the corner, scribbling into a worn leather journal, with a cup of chamomile tea steaming in front of her. Her eyes were focused, yet distant. The world could have ended outside, and she wouldn't have noticed. Liam never believed in love at first sight. But something about her felt familiar, like a song you forgot you loved. Their first conversation was awkward, then interesting. Then 3 hours flew by. He missed his train again. From that day forward, they kept finding excuses to meet. Bookstore dates, late-night walks in Central Park, sharing playlists and dreams. Liam was an aspiring writer. Isabel was an art teacher who painted with her students more than she painted for herself. Their connection was magnetic, not in a flashy, dramatic way, but in the quiet certainty that this person could see into your soul and still want to stay. Months turned into a year, and for the first time in forever, Liam wrote again, every word about her. Isabel started painting again, every canvas colored by their story. But then came the opportunity. Isabel was offered a once-in-a-lifetime artist residency in Florence, Italy. 6 months. All expenses paid. A chance to finally live the life she had dreamed of. Liam smiled when she told him. He said, "You have to go. You'd regret it if you didn't." She asked, "What about us?" He kissed her forehead and said, "If this is real, it'll survive anything." And so she left. Time zones, missed calls, unspoken insecurities, jealousy, loneliness. At first, they held strong. Letters, video calls, promises. But then, silence. One missed call turned into a week of no contact. A week turned into a month of, maybe she's just busy. Then one day, Liam opened Instagram and saw a photo. Isabel, in Florence, holding hands with another man. Wow. Just take a breath with me for a second. This wasn't just a fling. This wasn't a one-week summer romance. This was a story built on deep emotional connection, artistic passion, and what felt like soul-level love. And yet, it unraveled, quietly, painfully, not with a bang, but with a picture. So let's break this down. When Isabel got the opportunity to go to Florence, it was a defining moment. And Liam? He showed what many would call selfless love. He didn't guilt her into staying. He didn't beg her to choose him over her dreams. He let her go, believing love would bridge the distance. But love, as powerful as it is, needs communication, presence, intention. Long distance is not for the faint of heart, and when you're separated by thousands of miles, different time zones, and new environments, things change. Now here's the real question. Did Isabel fall out of love? Or was she ever fully in? Her silence says something. Maybe it wasn't malicious. Maybe it was fear, guilt, confusion. But to go from "I love you" to radio silence, and then hand in hand with someone else? That's betrayal, no matter how gentle the photo looks. And let's not forget Liam. He's sitting thousands of miles away, possibly writing poems about her, thinking about her every night, only to find out through social media that the love of his life might be someone else's now? Ouch. But here's where opinions split. Some people argue, She didn't owe him anything. They weren't married. Life happens. Others say she should have had the courage to talk to him, to end things with honesty. And me? I think the hardest kind of heartbreak is the one where you never even got a goodbye. So what do you think? Was Isabel the villain in this story, or just a human being caught between passion and possibility? Let me know in the comments. But before we get to that, it's time to hear what Reddit had to say. And trust me, they didn't hold back. All right, folks, buckle up. Because Reddit had a lot to say about Isabel, Liam, and this little Italian heartbreaker of a situation. And as always, the internet doesn't hold back. Let's dive into the most viral, savage, and emotional takes from the community. Un Heartbreak, Hotel 89. Isabel didn't just break his heart. She ghosted the man who helped her chase her dream. Cold. Thumbs up 12.4, K likes. Speech bubble 1.2, K replies. Okay, you can feel the anger in that one? And honestly, ghosting someone who believed in you? That does feel like the real betrayal here. Paint me lonely. I think Liam was in love with the version of Isabel that needed him. Once she stood on her own, the dynamic changed. 9.1 K likes. She 846 replies. Oof, that's a deep one. Relationships do shift when people grow independently. Was Isabel finding herself? Or just finding someone new? Italian sunsets. Not defending Isabel, but long distance kills more love stories than lies ever could. This was doomed the moment she boarded that plane. 7.8. Sadie likes Needers, 932 replies. There's some sad truth to this. Sometimes love isn't enough when distance rewrites the rhythm of your connection. U/therapist throwaway. This is why emotional closure matters. Liam deserved words, not a photo from someone else's hand. Thumbs up, 15.2 K likes. Speech bubble, 2.3 K replies. Yes, this. No matter how the story ends, we all deserve closure. Not silence, not surprise, closure. U/savage and single. Plot twist. Liam becomes a famous poet and writes a best-selling heartbreak book. Isabel becomes a character in his art. Karma delivered. Thumbs up 18.6 K likes. Speech bubble 3.1 K replies. Now, that's the movie ending. I didn't know I needed. Poetic justice at its finest. Literally. And there you have it. Heartbreak, betrayal, a distant city under the Tuscan sun, and a man left wondering if love was ever real. Do you think Isabel was selfish or just following her heart? Should Liam have seen the signs? Would you survive a love like this? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more real Reddit drama, broken hearts, and stories that feel a little too close to home. He showed up with love letters right before her wedding. Now she's torn. Reddit story. You think you've moved on until the past knocks on your door, quite literally. In today's story, we're diving into a Reddit post that has racked up over 40,000 upvotes and sparked a wildfire of debates online. Meet Claire, a woman about to get engaged, living her best life in Austin, Texas. But everything changes when her ex-boyfriend, Ryan, resurfaces after 4 years. The same Ryan who once promised her forever, and then disappeared. What does he want now? An apology? Closure? Or a second chance? Get ready for a story full of old flames, new regrets, and the kind of emotional roller coaster that only Reddit can deliver. This is My Ex Came Back the Night Before I Got Engaged, and I Can't Stop Thinking About Him. Claire had it all planned. Her boyfriend Daniel had just spoken to her father. The ring was already picked out, and tomorrow night, under the string lights of their favorite rooftop bar in Austin, He would propose. Everything was falling into place. Until the knock on the door. She opened it without thinking much. But the second she saw him, her heart dropped to the floor. Ryan. The same Ryan who had ghosted her 4 years ago. No warning, no explanation. Just vanished. And here he was, standing on her doorstep, holding a worn-out leather notebook and looking like he hadn't slept in days. Claire couldn't speak. Ryan. Hey, I know I'm the last person you want to see, but I need 5 minutes. She hesitated, but she let him in. The curiosity, the old feelings, they were all screaming louder than her better judgment. He sat on her couch, fidgeting with the notebook. Ryan. I was in a dark place when I left. I didn't know how to love someone properly back then, but I never stopped thinking about you. I messed up. Big time. He handed her the notebook, filled with letters he said he wrote to her but never sent. One for every week they were apart. Claire was shaking. Part of her wanted to scream at him. The other part wanted to cry and hug him. Ryan. I heard from a friend that you're getting engaged, and I know I have no right, but I had to tell you. I'm still in love with you. Claire stared at the letters. So many I miss yous, so many I'm sorries, so many what ifs. Ryan, I don't expect you to change anything. I just needed you to know. Goodbye, Claire. And just like that, he walked away. Again. Now Claire is sitting on her bed, engagement dress hanging in the closet, Daniel's sweet texts lighting up her phone, while her mind is stuck in the past. Did she ever really move on? Or had she just buried a love that never died? All right, let's unpack this. Because wow, this one hit like a truck full of emotional baggage. Claire is standing at a crossroads that many of us secretly fear. The unexpected return of the one who got away. Right when you're about to commit your heart to someone else. Daniel is stable, kind, and clearly in love with her. He talked to her father. He planned a rooftop proposal. He's been present. Ryan? Ryan disappeared, ghosted, left her wondering if she wasn't enough, or if he ever loved her at all. And now, conveniently, he returns, right before the proposal, with a stack of handwritten love letters and a tragic redemption arc. Let's be honest, the timing? Kinda sus. And yet, it's so real. Because emotions don't work on schedules, and heartbreak doesn't respect calendars. Ryan may be a jerk from the past, but he's a jerk Claire clearly never truly let go of. Here's the kicker. Did Ryan show up for closure, or to sabotage her future? Is it fair of him to drop this emotional bomb knowing she's about to get engaged? Or is it braver than we think? Coming back to admit your mistakes and face the woman you broke? On the flip side, should Claire even be thinking about Ryan if she's truly ready to say yes to Daniel? Here's where it gets deep. Sometimes, love isn't about who makes your heart race. It's about who stays when life gets boring, hard, or ugly. And Daniel? He stayed. But if Claire can't stop thinking about Ryan, is that fair to Daniel? It's a brutal, soul-shaking dilemma. Follow the history of what could have been, or commit to the future she's built with someone who never left. So now I'll throw it to you. What would you do? Stay with the safe, solid love that never disappeared? Or take one final leap into the what-if with someone who broke you, but still holds your heart? Up next in Part 4, what does Reddit think? Spoiler, the comments are on fire. All right, folks, you know we had to dive into the Reddit jungle for this one. And trust me, the takes were spicy. Let's see what the internet detectives had to say. Our Love Logic 101. If she's even considering Ryan, she owes Daniel the truth. You don't marry someone while your heart is still parked in the past. 14.3 thousand likes. Straight to the point, and absolutely right. Daniel deserves more than being the safe option. A ghosted but glowing. Ryan showing up with letters like it's a Nicholas Sparks novel. Sir, you had years. 11.9K likes. Not the Nicholas Sparks call-out. But let's be honest, timing matters. And this man is late to everything, especially emotional responsibility. Oof, that username though. But solid advice. Emotional clarity doesn't come overnight. And definitely not between rooftop proposals and handwritten nostalgia bombs. Ryan, bro, we know. But you might want to lay low for a while. The internet's coming for your name this week. So, what do you think? Should Claire give Ryan a second chance? Or stay loyal to Daniel, the man who never left? Drop your hot takes in the comments. And don't hold back. Love is messy, but we love every second of it.